take a look at those balloons out on the field. How fun is that? As it is time for the New Mexico Runners and the Wichita Wings to face off here at the Rio Rancho Event Center. The runners coming out right now, and so they have some balloons out there. How about that? I've never seen a team out in really anywhere across the country that had a hot air balloon out on the field, so that's certainly a new one for us. They always do it fun out here. The New Mexico Runners are struggling a little bit this season. Only one win coming in here, while the Wichita Wings have already punched their tickets into the playoffs. They will, at the very least, be a wild card team, but a win today could help cement their victory here in the Midwest Division as the Wings make a rare road trip out here to play in Rio Rancho. This is only going to be their third road game of this season. 7-0-1 is their record on the year. The Runners are 1-8. There's going to be a real battle. The interesting battle is going to be that second spot as we're getting close to playoff time. So top two teams in the playoff or in each division advance automatically, then the next two best teams across the league. So right now the El Paso Rhinos with a 6-3 record, 18 points, are in number 2. Amarillo is owed 2 games on that, though. They're 4-3. Amarillo will face 2 games against the Kansas Bandits, who sit just 1 point behind them, but only 2 games to go for the Kansas Bandits. So who gets that second spot in this division is going to be a tough one, a battle between Amarillo and El Paso. But we're going to go ahead and pause for the national anthem, and we will have folks signing it as well.
Church, Rio Rancho campus.
So it will be an exciting matchup here today, an interesting one to say the least, as the runners are, I think at this point it's safe to say, out of the playoff conversation, but they can play spoiler here, and of course when we look at who is on the other sideline for them, this is the homecoming of former runners player Murshad Ahmadi, originally from Afghanistan, but he had gone to high school out here in Albuquerque at Sandia High School. He played 2 seasons with the runners. Last season he was the Golden Boot winner for the league before moving on to Wichita, where he now plays for the Wings. This season he's a few spots behind the top spot in the leaders overall, 18 goals on the season for Murshad Ahmadi. The leader of the league is Angel Lopez with 30 from the Kansas Bandits. Then Ricardo Diaz from the undefeated Iowa Demon Hawks with 20. Then Ali Alomari on the Rochester side with 19, Ahmadi with 18, and Rene Loya of Amarillo sits in that 5 spot. The goalie matchup should be an interesting one today as well, as Jose Ocampo, he has faced a lot of shots this year. One of the most, as goalkeepers go, he's faced the 3rd most overall. Of course, the most has been faced by none other than Nate Yeager, the runners goalkeeper. So 2 of the higher saving percentages in the league. Ocampo, he is number 2 in the league with a .776 save percentage, and Nate Yeager sits at 7. Pardon me, 6th overall with a .620 save percentage, but 184 goals or shots faced this season against Nate Yeager. The number 2 man is Rainer House, who's played 2 more games than Nate Yeager, and he's still only at 172. So Jose Ocampo is 3rd overall. He's faced 143 shots on the season in 8 games. As they get the balloons out, the players on the field, and we are just about ready to go. So glad you could join us here today for this Major Arena Soccer League 2 action. Aaron Rivera here, along with our whole crew, welcoming you to this broadcast. Runners wearing their home blacks with the white numbers, except for Nate Yeager, who's rocking the green and red chili blue jersey, and Wichita rocking the orange away jerseys today. This one will slide back to the feet of Froylan Ramirez. Froylan has Nate Yeager on his right. He feeds Nate. Nate pumped around to Ben Rogers. Yeager, he's got Murshad Ahmadi putting the pressure on. That one catches a high spot in the turf. Stolen right back by Froylan. Froylan rolls it off of the glass, and it's caught by Jose Ocampo. Now it's Wichita's turn on offense. That one's going to be flipped backwards by Taylor Henry. Henry will lose the ball momentarily. Austin Snyder trying to hold on to it. Snyder feeds forward. He's got it over to Benjamin Rogers. Rogers kind of struck it a little bit untrue. That one now, it was Kieran Laking who had that ball. Line change. Nope. Yeah, they are making a little line change for the Wichita Wings. Have not been able to press really into the runner's zone yet. Caught up in the corner, kicked off the glass, and shot up. Catches the near corner. Rolling it through, here's Snyder. Just a slow down as Benjamin Rogers there. No Colton Ord today. One of the familiar faces of the last few years. He's not in the building. We'll see Nicholas Kashmir take a low shot. Bounces off the chest of Ocampo. Yeager hurries back into the goal. Nick Familetta out on the field, though, today for the runners in his place. One of the assistant coaches. Wichita buying a little bit of space. Not enough, though. He will get that ball. Here's Nicholas Cashmere. Cashmere was looking forward for Josh Garcia, but he didn't have quite the angle. Mershad Ahmadi cuts to the left. Mershad, no space to cross inside. Ball knocked away by Cashmere. Still dangerous, though. Bumped out, and Josh Garcia will carry that one forward. Slowed down by Nicholas Cashmere. Back and forth as Nate Yeager has it now. Yeager, errant pass, looking forward for Oropesa. He's stopped up by Familetta. Still flicking around. Ahmadi, right to Cashmere. Now here's Terry Zamora. Zamora finds Oropesa. Here's an open look for Josh Garcia. He passes it. Oh, just lost through and got it. Julian Garcia able to just scoop that one in, and the runners start off the scoring. Don't forget, folks, the first runner's goal of the night is presented by First Impressions, Inc. As the runners get this one rolling, it was Garcia on that sweet pass forward. Josh Garcia to Julian Garcia. Take a peek at that one. He crosses it through, kind of got stopped up, but Julian never said never. And the runners, a one-goal lead here. As they're calling right now, they're trying to build on the lead and hitting the turf. On a quick one was Taylor Henry. Henry will feed it backwards. Duel for that ball. Good foot by Benjamin Rogers. Almost was able to scoop it out of there. Into the legs of Kevin Tenek, one of the league's leaders in assists. Ooh, flicked out, like the look. No space, though, for the pass for Lucio. And Froylan Ramirez will have that ball. Froylan carries forward. They're outnumbered by the wings, so he'll have to flick it off the glass over to Chiva. Or pardon me, that's Austin Snyder. Then back to Benjamin Rogers. Froylan Ramirez. There's Jaime Rodriguez. Jaime's got it back to Nate Yeager. Nate'll pass to Benjamin Rogers. So they're just playing kind of a out situation. They have the number advantage, but that one flicked by Yeager straight to his opposing keeper. Nate Yeager does have a goal on the season. Popped through. That might have caught a hand. They don't call it, and just kind of cleared away by Benjamin Rogers. They're marking their men directly right now. Ball up to the shot by Robbins. And that will be a tie game now, 1-1. So Robbins got it. You saw they kind of just put it up at the top. Oh, Robbins actually had the feed over. Goal made by Guilherme Oliveira. Oliveira? Pardon me, Guilherme. But either way, it's now 1-1. Runners won. Wings won. We're getting interesting. Like I said, we're going to have an interesting game here today as the runners and the wings wrecking this one off. Ooh, right into the referee. They wanted a call for it. Chance for the shot. Almost found the spot, but Jose Ocampo was able to get there. That was Jaime Hernandez on the shot. In their last game, Jaime had some good action. Little cut around action. They'll feed it back to the middle, and Nate Yeager flies up at that one. Smart move by the keeper as he was all alone. He's calling for Kashmir to mark the man in front of him. Bounced back by Roger Downing. Downing's got it back to Jose Ocampo. Taylor Henry. So Wichita 7-0-1. Their only loss coming in overtime in Amarillo. Runners looking to get similar results to the Bombers as the last time Wichita had to go on the road. Henry pushed back here to Lucio. Lucio almost loses it to Jaime Hernandez, but he's just able to get it out. Rashad Ahmadi. Kashmir cuts that off. A little frustration there for Kevin Tenek, the defender, as he thought that his guy should have come up and got it instead of letting Kashmir just push it out. So Rogers will carry a man down, and he might get a card. Nope, they'll just give him the warning. Yeah, definitely put his arms around him, and then the two of them came down. Might have been a little acting job by Juan Zamora as well. Just stopped supporting his own weight as Murshad Ahmadi will push through two players. Wichita just able to hold on to it. Roger Downing with the ball. I'm thinking Zamora on that foul earlier. Oh, there's another shot blocked by Nate Yeager. Based on watching what Zamora just did a moment ago with the defender on him, he kind of fell forward. So if you're the runners, you got to probably keep an eye on that. Knocked backwards pretty far, but Tenek will get to it. Pardon me, Tenike. And that one looked a little soft. Right now, Nick Familetta talking to the referees about it. It kind of looked like he just fell down of his own accord. Nate Yeager will watch one sneak past him on the right as Henry scores the second goal of the game for the Wichita Wings. So we will take immediate timeout. We'll be back in a moment. 2-1 Wings. Oh, that makes sense. Hello. All right, welcome back here as the New Mexico Runners down a goal. They started off, but it's been two straight by Wichita. That last one coming from Henry. So Yeager so far has faced 4 shots, as has Ocampo, and it's a 2-1 game. The runners need to get a little bit more offense because they had the ball early on, getting that pressure, but it's been all Wichita for the last, I'd say, 4 minutes or so. Yeager up to Kashmir. Kashmir is blocked up. He'll push to Terry Zamora. Terry opens up a shot. Second opportunity, no. And that one flicked and will go out of play off the head of Daniel Sack. Restart will be Edward Oropesa. Oropesa to Kashmir. Kashmir to Zamora, and he caught Garcia asleep. As Josh was not ready for it. Josh has it flicked. Terry Zamora buys a little space. He can use that left boot. Oropesa shoots, and Ocampo has it at eye level. Nicholas Kashmir cuts off the attack. Zamora. Back to Kashmir. Nicholas gets it out before it could be taken away from him. Here's Nate Yeager. Nate might want to shoot. Kashmir. Oh, pass back, and this could be dangerous. Good move by Terry Zamora to get there before Yeager was into trouble, and I think we'll get some line changes. Zamora's out. Rogers is in. Yeah, full line change for the runners. Murshad Ahmadi trying to break open some space. Murshad trapped up on the board. The runners run into each other. Ooh, good save by Benjamin Rogers as he got in there before that ball would be shot. They open up the lines a little bit here as Murshad Ahmadi runs into Garcia. Garcia feeds back for Brendan Rogers. Rogers can't get the call. Oh, that's going to be a foul call. Froylan Ramirez goes straight into the legs of David Lucio. Ahmadi. Murshad wings it off the glass. Rogers will scoop it out of there. Benjamin Rogers trying to hold up against Taylor Henry right now.
All right, fans, we have a chance to change this and even up the score.
4 minutes to go here. Ball flicked up to Murshad once again. It's taken out of there by Froylan Ramirez and right into the arms of Nate Yeager, who wants to settle things down a little bit. Nate back to Froylan Ramirez. And then splits up as the second passing option. Here's Nate Yeager. Snyder swapping sides right now. Austin carrying over to the far side. Bumped out for Vince Aragon. First we're seeing Vince. Hits Ocampo, and that's as much as he's going to get. Rogers trying to cut it off. Now Murshad Ahmadi in a sprinting race. Nate Yeager gets there, but Murshad Ahmadi will have an open goal, and the Wichita Wings get a lucky bounce to double their lead. 3-1 now. As the ball went over Yeager instead of backwards. Unfortunate for Nate. He made the right call, but it reflected off of Ahmadi and Murshad right down the pipes. So the runners find themselves in a 3-1 hole. Desperately need to find a way to generate some offense. They have got some shots on goal. I like that by Kashmir, tries the bicycle kick. Zamora working with Henry. Terry's going to pull this one right past the yellow. No, he'll let Nate Yeager take it. Made over to Josh Garcia. Garcia has Kashmir behind him. That's where he'll go. Kashmir basically just gives it away. This could be a good offensive chance, though, as Garcia trying to pick it back out. Good carry out of there, though, by Jared Robbins. Battle for that ball. Zamora opens it up. Shot. Oh, what a save. Jose Ocampo, as Jaime Hernandez was just able to turn around and get the shot. It'll be a corner kick opportunity, though. We'll see if the runners, who've usually been very good out of set pieces, can convert here. They've had some sneaky goals out of corners this year. .216 on the clock, 1-3. Runners bounce back. Zamora almost snuck one low. Ocampo just able to get in there in time. Wings, the opportunity to get it out of their own zone. Garcia intercepts. Oropesa couldn't hold on to it, though, so Daniel Sack gives it back to Ocampo, and now it's Murshad Ahmadi. Fresh off another goal. Looking forward for Ahmadi. Yeager trying to stop this. It's a battle, and that's another goal as Jared Robbins comes up and cleans it. Sky is starting to fall on the runners. They're just not getting in there. You see that ball was trapped up in the middle, opened up a nice spot for Jared Robbins. Basically a tap in, and the Wings are just putting themselves in great position. They're getting some lucky bounces, sure, but really it's just they're putting themselves in those positions to have the second chance shot, have the first chance shot. Runners need a little bit of that now as well, as it's 4-1. Here's the steal. Taking it forward is Lucio, stopped by Yeager. Aragon tried to flick it off the boards and move forward. Froylan Ramirez will be caught up against the boards. Froylan's pulled down. Foul called against Juan Zamora. Froylan to Yeager. Ramirez has the option of Nate Yeager behind him. Working against Juan Zamora. Runners had the ball and then knocked down. That's two straight on Zamora. Ball back to Rogers. Runners have been keeping their keeper forward as a way to try and help generate some offense. Rogers tried to bring a low one, but it's caught by the Wings, so Froylan Ramirez will gather back to Yeager. Nate calling some plays. The Wings saw it coming. Lucio pushed forward for Luis Dantas Rodriguez. He's carrying it almost all the way to the keeper. The bodies get tangled. And the runners on a counterattack. Rogers, he's got Aragon chasing forward. Rogers will instead carry back to Aragon. Austin Snyder will gather behind the yellow line. Snyder back in. Centered across to Froylan Ramirez, and the clock will expire. So runners didn't keep an eye on the clock. It's now 1-4 for the Wings. We'll be back with the second quarter action. But first, getting the true rest you need is easier than you think. Why not recover from the hard day's work or even reset your mind and body? True Rest Float Spa Albuquerque can help you rest and recover. Regenerate your mind, body, and spirit from now until March 31st. Become a Basic Plus or Premium member and float 30 days unlimited for free. That is True Rest Float Spa. You can visit them on Facebook to claim this offer.
Now, players, your job, you must race with the balloon to the middle of the field. Pop it and race back to catch it. First team to pop all of your balloons wins. Are you ready? On your marks, get set, go! And they're off. Pause.
This season, Rio the Roadrunner is sponsored by Albuquerque Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. The official sponsor of Rio the Roadrunner, Albuquerque Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, has long been based on the values of commitment to hard work, honesty, and consistency to their customers. They're proud to have been honored with the Angie's List Super Service Award since 2009, an award that only 5% of businesses listed on Angie's List can receive. Call Albuquerque Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling at 505-418-1648. As you see there, getting in the balloon popping. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break. We'll be back in about a minute for the second quarter.
All right, we got our last one. All the balloons now. Boom, boom, pop. And here we go, down the wire. There we go. And let's give a big round of applause to those young Union troops for their participation in the balloon pop tonight. Thank you, guys. And while we're at it, let's give a few shout-outs to our local unions who are here. We have I-8TSC Local 423, IBEW Local 611, Local Union UA 412,
We write our names in the sky as we come alive. Electric tonight, we're flying. We open dance on the moon. You light up for me, I light up for you. Now, darling, we feel it in our bones, feel it in our bones. Nothing but golden, nothing but golden. It's pumping through our veins, pumping through our veins. I ought to feel it, I ought to feel it. It feels so golden.
Back here as the runners and the Wings swap sides. Ocampo will pump that one long, looking for Henry. Wings push to Amadi. Mershad cuts back. He'll have to regroup, sends it back to Daniel Sack. Sack to Amadi. Mershad faces former teammate Vincent Aragon. Set up, nice look for Sack. Amadi cuts back left. He will power it. Nate Yeager with a block. Taylor Henry couldn't get it past Yeager this time. Ball passed by Downing over to Amadi. That's Rodriguez. Back to Kevin Ten Ike. Off the glass to Henry. Froylan will be called for the push down on that one. Ten Ike will come in for the free kick. Ten Ike to Lucio. Lucio pushed back to Dantas Rodriguez. Forward for Henry. Tried a little break action, and it'll be just sent back to Ocampo. With Rogers pressuring, he had to send it up the wing for Henry. Henry to Dantas Rodriguez, and this will be a foul on Jaime Rodriguez. Open look. Yeager still gathers out as Lucio was a little slow on the shot. Up now for Julian Garcia, and Garcia can't keep it low enough to keep possession. Wichita has basically possessed the ball for the entirety of the 2 minutes in this second quarter. Back to Vidrio on the legs of Oliveria. Oliveria will pass up to Robbins. Stopped by Oropesa. Now the runners need to keep possession here because they've been under a lot of pressure. Nate Yeager will watch that into the corner. He'll flick it off the glass, but now he's got a bad spot as Downing had it for a moment. Oliveria, no, Nate Yeager intercepts. Yeager wants to go quick for Julian Garcia. No dice. Henry poked out from behind and snuck in by Guillermo Oliveria. Another goal to his name here. Wings lead is now 4.
All right, fans, we should be a little like Taylor Swift and shake it off. Let's go, runners, let's make some noise.
You take a peek right there, and the odd angle shot sometimes works. You miss every shot you don't take, and in this case, Oliveria made the shot he did.
When I say go, you say runners, go. Go. Go.
Runners back with the ball. Nicholas Kashmir. Kashmir tries a wide shot. Behind the back kick. So Oliveria, that's his first goal of the game. Nobody has scored 2 yet for the Wings. 5 different scores in this one. Cut back around, just high for Josh Garcia. Kashmir, race back, goes backwards for his keeper, Nate Yeager. Ball up to Julian Garcia. Julian flicked off. Now Josh chasing after it, but Henry will get there first. Taylor turns it around, and he'll feed Daniel Sack. Low kick. Josh Garcia has 2 options in the 3-on-2. He goes up to Julian Garcia. Garcia, oh, what a slide. Roger Downing gets there before anything dangerous could happen as Terry Zamora trying to put pressure on Henry. It works for a moment. Oropesa, open look for Julian Garcia. Oh, just wide. Julian Garcia almost got on the board for the second time today. So 5 minutes into the second quarter, Wichita the only team to get aboard in the frame. As Oropesa was taken to the floor, trying to pass forward. Out to Ten Eyck. Crossed in, and it looked like more of a pass than anything, but David Lucio gets onto the board. As Lucio strikes in the Wichita Wings on a 6-1 run. So the runners scored the first goal, and since then, it's been a 6 goals in a row run. Pump back to Froylan Ramirez. Runners need to regroup. Some kind of shot. They got the one before, but they need to add a couple more. Benjamin Rogers, that one's close. There it is. Buried home by Vincent Aragon. As the runners finally get the little break in there, Aragon saw the opportunity, hits high in the net, and Vincent Aragon, a long-time runner. Take a look as that one bounces around. Aragon says, "Thank you, please. I'll have that one." Little life shown here. Now can they go on a little run of their own?
Let's give it up for Rio, fans. That was a heck of a week. Oh, y'all ready to jump around?
Daniel Sack with the ball. Sack to Murshad Ahmadi. Ahmadi feeds Downing. Back to Oliveria. Nice movement in there to get after the ball by Froylan Ramirez. Can he actually poach it out, though, as there's two wings coming after him? He does beat that one out, but it's intercepted by Oliveria. Murshad Ahmadi. Up to Tenike. Vincent Aragon steals it back for the runners. Pass up to Austin Snyder. Snyder gets around Ahmadi. Can he cross that one? Oh, that one almost flicks its way in. He'll trip up on the ball now. Ahmadi trying to put pressure of his own. Rashad, no open look. Give it back to Lucio. Back to Kevin Tenike to reset the lines. Rashad Ahmadi to Kevin Tenike. Back to Ahmadi. Murshad, little open space. Flicked up. Vince Aragon is knocked down and the whistle blows. Nicholas Cashmere gets onto it. Cashmere, pump forward. Jaime Hernandez back to Nicholas Cashmere, back to Terry Zamora. Josh Garcia. Terry Zamora, so the runner's sitting the defender and Yeager high. Yeager kind of slides that one through. Jaime Hernandez can't quite get a foot on it, though. Josh Garcia gets it back to Hernandez. Hernandez, oh, couldn't jailbreak that. Terry Zamora wins it right back, though. Love this run of play for the runners. Jaime Hernandez, they just need a big shot in there. There it is, Zamora. Josh Garcia, back to Zamora. Terry's got the goal. Runners are on the ball right now, creating those scoring opportunities. Terry Zamora joins the party. Take a look at this one with Ocampo right there. They get it back to him, and while Ocampo's still moving across, Terry Zamora lifts it into the goal, and the runners now trail by only 3. So we're going to take a media timeout and selfie cam time. Enjoy. Back to action here. Nicholas Cashmere will steal the ball, but we've got a player down. Took a tough hit into the wall. And it looks like they will slow things up. He'll get back up a little bit, but it's no joke when you run into that wall. It's Downing who is down. Back on his feet now. Roger will walk back to the box. Give this ball to Nate Yeager. Yeager bombs it forward for Jaime Hernandez. The Wings had it for a moment. Nicholas Kashmir intercepted by Murshad Ahmadi. Nate Yeager this time able to get the better of Ahmadi. Kashmir pressured by Robbins. Back to Nate Yeager. Nate looking for Jaime again. Ripped out of there by Oliveria. Hernandez. Oh, smart move by Oropesa, but just didn't get lucky with the bounce. Kashmir intercepts, but will knock it straight out. Fed up by Kevin Tenike. Josh Garcia back to Yeager. Yeager pumping straight up, and it will be caught by Ocampo. Run by Rogers. Rogers forward for Jaime Hernandez. Jaime trapped up on the wall. Chance! Oh, just bounced up a little bit on Benjamin Rogers. He had the opportunity. He'll flick that one up. And the Wings, well, not able to get it out. Oropesa gets to that ball. Josh Garcia and the runners can reset the offense. They'll leave it for Rogers. Froylan Ramirez catches his boot. Froylan up the waffle boards. Oh, quick reaction as Vince Aragon went for the shot, and it was stopped by Ocampo. It's not out of there yet, though. Runners keeping the pressure on. Jaime Hernandez. It's still bouncing around. Ocampo just able to dribble that one back into his hands. All the momentum was for the Wings at the beginning. But in the last 5 minutes or so, it's been all runners. Runners have been pushing, fighting their way back into this one. Vince Aragon intercepts it. They got a little hitch in the giddy-up, and then somebody's fouled here. And a yellow card is presented as David Lucio, he was arguing with the ref. And that means we're headed to the power play, folks. Runners on the power play. Couldn't have come at a better time. Momentum already swinging their way. Well, actually, they still have all 5 out on the field, so it's not a power play. It was a yellow card. So the player's just out. Lucio. Froylan, nice flick back. Sets up the opportunity, Jaime Rodriguez. I like the little flick off the boards to buy some space. Jaime still trying to get after it. Froylan Ramirez trapped up as now the ball will be carried forward by the Wichita Wings. That was Matt Sherrod, first we're seeing of him. Runners get it out of the zone. Here's Taylor Henry. Scrum down in that corner. Finally breaks it out, and the referee's going to call a foul that Henry, who hit the floor, earned. Bodies got tangled up, and now Wichita a chance to maybe stem the tide of the runner's advantage. Cross through, Benjamin Rogers fights the man to the floor. Rogers doesn't want the shot. He'll give it to Vince Aragon. It's to the center where it will be Jaime Rodriguez. Chiva, wide left. He goes through Murshad Ahmadi. Cut around by Vince Aragon. Aragon can't get that one out. Good save on that. So runners are led in goals. Vince Aragon got his 12th today. Jaime Rodriguez with 7 on the season, 5 coming in the opening game of the season. Vince Aragon lost out on that. Back for Luis Dantes Rodriguez. Flicked off by Sack. Aragon. Vincent Aragon racing forward with it. He'll have to cut back as just couldn't get in front. Wichita able to get all of their guys in front of the ball. Here's Zamora now. Runners make a line change. Terry Zamora will cross it over to Nicholas Cashmere. Back to Nate Yeager. Cashmere couldn't fight his way through. Oropesa flicked over to Julian Garcia. Julian back to Cashmere. Nicholas Cashmere takes the shot, and it's blocked by Ten Eyck. Or pardon me, that's actually Daniel Sack who intercepted it. No, it was Ten Eyck. My bad. Josh knocked out of play, should remain with the runners. They'll have it at the top as it's a direct out by Wichita. Ten Eyck right now arguing with the referees. Still 1:55 remaining on that yellow card for Lucio. Julian Garcia acting as the screen, Josh Garcia acting as the kicker. To Terry Zamora, low block by Ten Eyck. Josh Garcia just held on to it for a moment. Now it's a race forward by Dantes Rodriguez, and the referees will call that one on the floor. Fans not a fan of that, and we've got a warning. Did he just show a red card? Well, I think he showed a card to the Wichita player. Well, they showed something to the Wichita player and then something to the runners player. It's a blue card against the runners, so they will go on the power play. The Wichita Wings. I don't know if Luis Dantes Rodriguez was shown. He was shown something, but he went to the bench. He didn't go to the penalties area. Power play, first shot, no dice. Ten Eyck is one of the best power play shooters in the league. Centered through, and Nate Yeager will sit on top of it like a hockey goalie. Runners wing it forward. So power play goals, Kevin Ten Eyck, his 5 is tied for the most in the league. Runners will steal this back, though. Kashmir ripping his way forward. Here's Josh Garcia, who will have to gather it in the corner. Garcia will keep the ball with them. Here's Michael Stevens. And the clock expires. Runners will have 1:04 on the power play when we come back with the second half. We'll be back in a moment here in Major Arena Soccer League action.
ChemDry is more than just a carpet cleaner. Our wood floor cleaning service renews the health and beauty of your wood floors so you can fall in love with them all over again. Using our ChemDry Green certified solution, we remove dirt, allergens, and grime that regular do-it-yourself cleaning methods don't fully remove. Choose ChemDry, the healthy home authority, to refresh and renew the natural beauty of your wood floors.
There has never been a more exciting time than now to join the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 611. If you are an electrical contractor, journeyman electrician, journeyman lineman, unlicensed skilled electrician, or seek an apprenticeship program, come and grow your company. Come and earn what you are worth. Come and learn the skills to last a lifetime. Retire with dignity. IBEW 611, empowering people and changing lives.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
Actually, I have 3 children. One of them is in school. So yeah, it really does help me.
Many of the people who support Family Life Radio every month are just trying to do the best they can in the little things, like being a mom.
We moved here. We were living in a small town. You couldn't really get any radio stations. And so we moved to a bigger town, and now I've been listening ever since. And I've never been closer to God, and I feel like it's really helped me be a
All right, and this game is brought to you by Magic Mirror. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all? Likely me, but so are you. Book Magic Mirror for your next party or event. They even have jumpers. A full-service party event company, visit magicmirrornm.com to book today. And when you're looking for the best pet store in town, look no further than Clark's Pets. With 2 convenient locations in Albuquerque, you can swing in and get what you need. Clark's Pet Emporium is your pet's second best friend. Visit them at 4914 Lomas and 11200 Manal or at clarkspets.com. Also brought to you by the Rio Rancho Regional Chamber of Commerce. They welcome all the fans to the New Mexico Runners games. The Chamber is committed to economic growth and job creation in New Mexico. Learn more at rrrcc.org. That's 3 R's, 2 C's.org. Or give them a call, 505-892-1533. And the jersey sponsor this season for the Runners is High Noon Restaurant and Saloon. It's Albuquerque's premier steakhouse and saloon. They've got margaritas, they've got steaks, they've got enchiladas, all in picturesque, historic Old Town Albuquerque, New Mexico. Since 1974, High Noon is a proud partner of your New Mexico Runners. We're going to take ourselves a little break here. We've got about 10 minutes till action resumes, so stick around. We'll be back.
Actually, I have 3 children. One of them is in school. So, yeah, it really does help me.
Many of the people who support Family Life Radio every month are just trying to do the best they can in the little things, like being a mom.
We moved here. We were living in a small town. You couldn't really get any radio stations, and so we moved to a bigger town, and now I've been listening ever since, and I've never been closer to God, and I feel like it's really helped me be a mother, be more patient, be more kind, and more loving. Those messages, they help me tremendously.
Melissa and her 3 children are just one family in Family Life Radio's Family of Hope, who appreciate how God encourages them every day.
The radio station, when I listen to it, it gives me this peace and comfort, like God is doing his work.
Hey, my name is Mike Kankel-Fritz. I'm host of the Kankel-Fritz and Friends Morning Show on Family Life Radio.
And I'm Dave Moore, host of the Afternoon Show. And if you're brand new to Family Life Radio, you can find out more about us at myflr.org. But just to tell you, we play the best in Christian music for King and Country, Casting Crowns, Toby Mac.
Yeah, as well as in between the songs, what we try to do is give you things that'll help you live your life better. We hear a lot of stories of life change through the radio station.
And if you want to listen to Family Life Radio, tons of different ways you can listen on your radio, your smart speaker at home, and of course the brand new Family Life Radio app, which you can find right now in your app store.
Download on your phone. Hey, thanks for coming out to the show. Enjoy the concert.
Mom, have you thought about whether you want to be buried or cremated when, you know?
Oh, don't make a fuss over me. Just stick me out there between Floppy and Mr. Meow.
Crown molding throughout the kitchen, and wait until you see this son of a... Are you kidding me, man? You don't live here anymore.
I'm just trying to be a good son.
I don't care. Get out of the yard.
No, get out of there.
You can't avoid your funeral. Pre-plan and take the burden off someone else.
Why are we talking about this at the dinner table? Just put my ashes in a coffee can or something. Please pass the salt, dear.
Can I help you, ma'am?
Yeah. Which can would you recommend putting my mom's ashes in?
I think I heard ashes.
I'm sorry, my mom's cremated remains.
That sounds the same.
My mom didn't even like coffee. She drank tea.
You can't avoid your funeral. Pre-plan and take the burden off someone else.
The number you have dialed has been changed. The new number is
So the Runners family would like to extend a big congratulations to Mario Matute and the entire Matute family. Take a look at him right there as he just got himself a brand new member of the family. Always great to see the Runners family and community getting a little bit bigger, one kiddo at a time. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from that first half. We'll kick things off here with that opening goal of the game, the one that got kind of trapped up there. And then it became, after that, a little bit of all wings, that little backwards pass set up the shot. Then Murshad Ahmadi pulling that ball straight off of Nate Yeager. Followed then by the kind of just easy shot in by Jared Robbins. Saw this ball get away, but then we'd see the second goal by Oliveria, who had the very first one of the game for the Wings as well. Finally, though, the runners started to wake up. Vincent Aragon hits a high skyer, and then Terry Zamora right after that. With the runners keeping possession for a while, Zamora went to the exact same spot. If you can keep cash in the bank right there, you do it. Look at some of the fans in the stands. And we got a birthday boy in the house. Wicked. Happy birthday to him. Always love to see it. Folks celebrating, having fun. That's what this is all about. And for the runners, it'd be even funner if they can make that comeback. Still down a man. There's still 1:04 remaining on the penalty. So the 34 seconds left on the yellow card for Lucio, and then got about 45 seconds left on Terry Zamora's blue. Nice pop-up by Nate Yeager. Shut down that first. Runners just keeping bodies in front of it. Ten Eyck. Oliveira, that was Robbins, and it goes out of play. Out, Robbins trying to get after it. Chance for Oliveira, and he's got a hat trick on the day. Guilherme Oliveira knocks that one down in the power play, and Wichita, who've been excellent in the power play, have sealed the deal on that. After the runners take a look here, he kind of cut his way through and then just found the gap. Runners had the last two goals. Wichita give themselves a little more breathing room, back to a 4-goal lead. Runners back to full strength here. Vince Aragon pumps it forward for Brendan Rogers. Rogers just pulled off the ball. Snyder trying to get in there. Ocampo off the glass, over everyone's head and out of play. You see the fans right there. Froylan Ramirez is picked off. Race to the goal. And shot in. It's Juan Zamora. A one-man band on that one. Took it away from Froylan Ramirez. Fought off Ramirez and buried it home. And the Wings, 2 goals in the opening 2 minutes of this play. You see Froylan try and get the ball away. Zamora tripped up and then fighting off. He knew he had to get rid of it before Froylan could stop him. And we're back underway here with Nate Yeager in possession. Brendan Rogers. Dangerous for the runners. They don't want to let Wichita just run away with this one. They won the first one 3-13. Ooh, nice shot by Froylan Ramirez. Off balance, but he was able to at least put a laser into Ocampo, who caught it. David Sack back to Ten Eyck. Here's Henry. Over to Roger Downing. Good to see him back on the field. Looking for Henry up front. Henry's already got one today. Rogers pumped out to where only Ocampo and Downing can get after it. notched up. Here's Murshad Ahmadi. Snyder pulls it away from him. Murshad not slowing down. They just get that over to Jaime Rodriguez. Jaime options to his left where Kashmir's flies in. Jaime lifts the shot. It's reflected. Goes off the glass. Murshad Ahmadi with a banger. Shoved into the glass. And that's a little interesting of a call because Vincent Aragon was shoved straight into the boards. No call on that, but Henry receives the call. It'll be a free kick. Up there for Jared Robbins, who's picked off by Terry Zamora. Zamora can't get that out to Josh Garcia. Terry, this time he can. It looks like they called a handy. Ten Eyck with the ball. And Zamora's going to get called for the foul. No, actually they call Taylor Henry for the foul. Leaning his weight into Zamora is what the referee is saying to him. Kashmir up to Terry Zamora. Back to Josh Garcia, who has to give it back to Nate Yeager. Headed up by Ten Eyck, and Ten Eyck will center the ball. Forward to Julian Garcia. Julian, oh, saved by Ocampo. Knocks it out of play. Runners will take it from the corner. Runners pump around, shot, Kashmir, wide right. Second opportunity not there either as Kantu Palombu went after it. Headed forward for Nate Yeager in the box. So one more home game left for the Runners. That's in 2 weeks. We'll have an away game next week and then round out the season here at home against Wichita in 2 weeks. We'll be right here for it. Terry Zamora. Chip through but can't get through Ten Eyck. Deep where Nicholas Kashmir has it, back to Yeager. Oh, that could have been a good one, and a foul called. Oh, no, it's the double yellow line. It has to hit the ground in between the yellows. You can't just go yellow to yellow. Nate Yeager called on that one, and that will give the free restart to the Wichita Wings. Ten Eyck trying to make his decisions, or really he was trying to throw a distraction for Downing, but the Runners didn't bite. Oh, nice steal away. Team effort for the Runners, but Snyder kind of caught up on his own. A couple of reflections before it falls to Ocampo. So Runners only scored 3 their first time against Wichita. Looking to break through that ceiling here, down 5. And that's a definite fake. Didn't fool the referees on that one. Oh, Snyder passes that to Famoletta, and Nick Famoletta strikes for the Runners. All set off by the flop. Everybody kind of stopped, so the Runners said, hey, if you're going to stop, we'll keep it rolling. We'll have that replay for you in just a moment as the runners, let's take a look at that one now. Runners get that, and it's a 2-on-1. Back to Aragon. Ocampo crossing, and they made him have to shuffle back and forth and finally buried by Nicolas Famoletta. Vince Aragon traces that one back into the defensive zone, and Froylan Ramirez loses it to David Lucio, his opposite number. Carlos Vidrio, Nate Yeager gets that one off of Jared Robbins. Yeager wanted a fast one, and he's a little bit too fast for Austin Snyder. Luis Dantas Rodriguez, back to Kevin Ten Eyck. David Lucio with the ball. Taylor Henry with the ball. Looking for Henry again on that pass. Nate Yeager's got him trapped up till Froylan Ramirez can join the party. Nate to Rogers. Rogers back to Froylan Ramirez. Froylan's got Nate Yeager. That's where he's going to go. We've got some line changes for the runners. Yeager will have to hustle back as it's stolen by Lucio. Ten Eyck. Or pardon me, that's not Ten Eyck. That's Daniel Sack. As there's a line change by the Wichita Wings as well. Henry's still in here, though. Fights off Cashmere first. Josh Rogers wins. Downing. Nick Cashmere. Forward for Jaime Hernandez. Jaime Hernandez has the one-on-one. Jaime pulled up, taken down from behind. No call by the referee, so it was a clean run by Daniel Sack. Back up to Jaime Hernandez. He probably needed to let that one go, like what we saw earlier Wichita when they had that one-on-one, similar situation. He needed to let it go a little sooner. He allowed Sack to get in there and get his foot on the ball. Zamora back to Yeager. Yeager, this one will be flicked back for Cashmere, who pounds it too high. So the runners now into defense. Here's Juan Zamora, who's gotten on the board in this period. Oh, good blocking as Nick Cashmere stops Dantas Rodriguez's shot. Ocampo will let it go behind him. That was a close one for Nick Cashmere to Nate Yeager. Referee saying no, it was all clean. Jaime Hernandez couldn't get that one cleanly, and the ball will go roll off the top. And the runners will have the restart. Looks like a media timeout down there, so a good time to let you know that the New Mexico runners are sponsored by Charles Stephen, a financial planning firm that for 40 years has provided custom-made pathways for individuals, families, and businesses to turn their aspirations into actual plans. Charles Stephen's focus has always been to make a difference in the lives of their clients and our community. Visit charlesstephen.com to get started. Time for the Baby Shark Dance. Runners who have brought this to a 4-point game. Restart underway. Winged in looking for Ocampo. Ten Eyck over there calling something with his defense. Didn't like letting that open shot look through. Here's up to Jared Robbins. Robbins and Froylan Ramirez. Ben Rogers able to get that one out. Knocked straight out, and they will say, well, he said I saw it. Wichita ball. Good win by Roger Downing on the play. Austin Snyder a little close. He could get a warning. Ball flicked behind Amadi. Amadi puts that one in the high net. Up to Jaime Rodriguez. Jaime behind Vincent Aragon. Aragon back to Jaime. Froylan Ramirez, who's got range on his shots. Benjamin Rogers. Here's Nate Yeager. Benjamin Rogers hits it off of Amadi and out of play. Aragon. Back here to Benjamin Rogers. Froylan Ramirez. Jaime Rodriguez. Tries to slip it through. Vincent Aragon. Pump back to Froylan Ramirez. Froylan has Yeager as an option. That's where he goes. Outnumbered. Rogers. Reflection. Oh, Aragon couldn't gather. He will flick it off. Jaime Rodriguez scooped a little bit too much and just gets it out. But Vince Aragon will have a flick shot. Aragon trapping it. Ocampo gloves it to end that run of offense. You can see he wants to slow things down a little bit, catch his breath. David Lucio. Murshad Ahmadi. The little give and go Ahmadi, though, off angle. Lucio opens a shot. Blocked by Zamora. He'll try again, and Yeager, little hippity hop, gribbity grab that ball. Kashmir. Basically a dump in the zone. Allow the new players for the runners to get out there and get in position. Stevens tracing after it. Peter Espinosa into the game. Lucio pushed forward to Ahmadi. Zamora trying to poke it around behind him. Michael Steven. Kashmir tried a nutmeg, and he is exposed. Players run into each other. Zamora falls on top of Kashmir. Looks like they're trying to sort it out right now, so it is Wichita's ball. Kevin Ten Eyck will take the kicking duties, as is his custom. Ten Eyck off the top of the glass, just stayed in play. Bounces off Ten Eyck. And that'll play. Runners feed to Nate Yeager. Back here for Garcia, Josh. Nice header. As Downing got his head in the way of the shot. Takes a lot of guts to be able to do something like that, as Oropesa was chasing it too. Lucio knocks it backwards, so Nate Yeager will lead the command of the offense. To Josh Garcia. Across to Terry Zamora. Yeager up to Kashmir. Oropesa knocks it down and knocks it home. Edward Oropesa has got this to a 3-goal game. Oropesa, the Albuquerque native, Hope Christian Husky back in the day, and now wearing that runner's black jersey, it crosses through, and Oropesa does not waste the opportunity. Runners have made this a tenable game now. Robbins to restart. Referee almost looked like he was going to kick it. Froylan Ramirez. Opens it up, but he finds only Murshad Ahmadi. Ball one out by the runners. Nate Yeager wants to get Rogers on the forward play. Benjamin Rogers fighting a body and trying to center it through. Almost set up Familetta for another goal opportunity for Nick. Back to Benjamin Rogers. Over to Austin Snyder. Snyder slid through to Vince Adagone trying to cross. He'll head it back into the center for Snyder. Pressure release. Froylan fakes a couple of ways. Slaps Robbins' arm out of there. Froylan with 2 defenders on him goes back to Nate Yeager. Yeager, shot, just wide right. Austin Snyder chests it to Rogers. Rogers lets loose, and Ocampo had to dribble it around a little bit. Ocampo up to Taylor Henry. Little slider looking for Henry, and Yeager catches him in the corner. Henry getting called for the foul. Putting Yeager into the boards. A little help from the soon retiring member of the Rio Rancho Observer down there, Gary Herron. A stalwart representative of Rio Rancho. You see him at every Rio Rancho game. And now the Runners with 5 goals, chasing the Wings with their 8. We've got 1 quarter to play here at the Rio Rancho Event Center. Stick around.
New Mexicans love their New Mexican restaurants, so we want to be able to offer the same flavors, the same profiles in a different environment, very unique to the West Side. Certainly our #1 seller is tacos and empanadas. We're keeping everything as fresh and as local as possible. We have a full craft cocktail list, pairing that with award-winning brewers that have been in the industry for a very long time.
So right now we have anywhere between 8 and 11 beers on tap. My head brewer makes phenomenal German sours. Obviously, we're in Albuquerque, so we need to make big, bold IPAs.
That's why IPAs are so popular in New Mexico, is because our palates have adjusted to the type of flavors that us New Mexicans like, which is hot chili. And we need a lot of flavor flavor, a lot of kick.
Now we've expanded, and this is our event space. We've doubled our capacity, and we've also almost quadrupled our storage production in regards to beer.
The whole concept of Sobremesa is being able to share your experiences with each other and talk around the dinner table.
Gathering around la mesa.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Greg Shamus for your personal price plan today.
One more quarter to go for the runners to get back up on defense to kick it off, as Lucio will reflect it off the back of a New Mexico runner. Lucio. Oropesa hit that one. It ricocheted dangerously. Henry trying to tell them, hey, calm down a little bit. Let's set the offense. Push to Robbins. Kashmir cuts it about. Robbins off of Nate Yeager. Finally, it's Josh Garcia. It'll just catch the wall, so Ocampo will have to play it. Ocampo to Kevin Ten Eyck. 3 as the players come down on each other, but 3 goals the difference right now. Ocampo will get it on the floor. It is about a 9.5, 10-hour drive from Wichita to Rio Rancho, New Mexico. But doesn't look like any bus legs today. Maybe a little with the way that the Wings have hit the floor a few times, but Zamora. And it's a double yellow. Kevin Ten Eyck. Jaime Rodriguez in the middle of it. Jared Robbins. Nice setup play to Henry, but read all the way by Yeager, who will roll this one out himself. Nate punches it right into the leg of Roger Downing. Back to Henry. Rashad Ahmadi. Ahmadi zigs his way back, and in the sky, Nate Yeager. Up to Snyder. Snyder crossing, but Ahmadi came back and played it. Now it's over to Henry. Sack. Whistle blows. So some kind of foul up there. And it's another double yellow. Froylan need to keep that one down a little bit. Tenike. It's a hard one, but it's well wide. Robbins back to Downing. Cross for Henry. No switch yet. There it is for Henry. Cuts it back. Robbins ends up in the corner, and Tenike brings the pitching wedge on that pass. Up to Jared Robbins. Back to Kevin Tenike. Taylor Henry. Henry's blocked by Rogers. Tenike. Another block. That's two straight blocks for Brandon Rogers. Pardon me, Benjamin Rogers. Pardon me, Benjamin. Quick run over there by, I believe, Sack, and we've got a warning. A yellow card is issued. And there's another. It's a blue and a yellow given to Kevin Tenike. So they should have two yellows. Unless he just added the blue. But Tenike said something. So he'll be spending a little bit of time in the penalty area. We've got a media timeout. Good time to tell you about Sobre Mesa, a Spanish tradition referring to the time you spend at the table after you're finished eating. In New Mexico, it's the time spent engaging with friends and family, sharing stories, and of course, drinking quality local craft beer. Their menu is always fresh, local, and seasonal. Sobre Mesa at 3421 Coors Boulevard Northwest in Albuquerque. Sobre Mesa is right there by I-40 and Coors. This game's also brought to you by Greg Shamus, because taking matters into your own hands can be the difference between saving money or losing it. That is why you need to make sure you have an insurance agent who cares. For auto, for home, for renters, for life insurance, they will all give you peace of mind when it matters. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call Greg Shamus at 505-898-3648. And every life deserves to be honored and celebrated. French Funerals and Cremations can help guide you in creating a send-off uniquely tailored to your loved one and to the needs of your family. They're always available to answer any questions you may have. Visit FrenchFunerals.com. No S in that. French Funerals, that's the only S.com. Or call them, 505-418-1648 today. So the runners go into the power play as Kevin Tenike will spend 7 minutes in the box.
prize. And thank you to everybody who participated. And now, we're getting ready to start again after that timeout. Let's go, Runners!
Runners will just get that one out. Short-handed, Henry has the ball. Henry wings it around.
And here we are. We're in black and we're back. Let's go, Runners fans!
So, for Ten Eyck, he got a blue for pushing and then a persistent infringement for yellow. So basically yelling at the ref. Nicholas Cashmere. Cross to Jaime Rodriguez, but he can't sneak it past Peter Espinosa. That ball goes straight to where Nate Yeager was waiting for it. Up to Nicholas Cashmere. A goal in this power play would be crucial. Cashmere up to Jaime Rodriguez. Rodriguez! Shot and stopped by Ocampo. Froylan Ramirez cross to Nicholas Cashmere. Cashmere up to Jaime. Jaime back to Nicholas Cashmere. Across the field to Froylan Ramirez. Cashmere wants a shot, but it's a little low. Ball chopped up, and Nate Yeager will walk out past it. He'll be in charge of carrying it forward as about a minute and a half done in the blue. Jaime Rodriguez back to Nicholas Cashmere. Froylan Ramirez. Froylan cuts back to Nicholas Cashmere. Cashmere, no option there. Froylan, it dies right on the corner board. Jaime Rodriguez. Jaime a little bit more on it than he wanted. Should be a 5-on-5 now. It is indeed, as that one is knocked up. Ocampo got to it. So Philip Nguyen was sitting in the box to represent the blue card. Ten Eyck is still in there for his yellow card. Nick Familetta hit from behind. Fighting off Henry and one more down there in the corner trying to scoop it out. Froylan Ramirez ends up with it. Persistent offense for the Runners. Shot, and Ocampo able to trap it in the net. Froylan Ramirez. Back to Cashmere. Tried to pass it at the goal. Roger Downing. Straight out of play. Restart for Froylan Ramirez. Froylan straight to the goal, and Froylan Ramirez has the Runners cooking in a good spot. Let's take a look at that one in just a second here. You see Froylan right out of the restart, just went straight to the corner. Too easy for Froylan, and the Runners now down just 2. Cross through. Rogers. Open shot. Wide. Just missed it. Inches. Jaime up to Froylan Ramirez. Froylan back to Rogers. And the ball trickles its way in for, looks like that is Luis Dantas Rodriguez. So the runners instead, after getting themselves within 2, will end up putting it to 3. And it looks like we will come to a media timeout, so we will be back in just a moment here for some M2 action.
We write our names in the sky as we come alive. Electric tonight, we're flying. We open, dance on the moon. You light up for me, I light up for you. Now, darling, we feel it in our bones, feel it in our bones. Nothing but golden, nothing but golden. It's pumping through our veins, pumping through our veins. High on a feeling, high on a feeling. It feels so golden, feels so golden. A thrilling feeling, feels so golden. It feels so golden. It feels so golden. It can't get better than this. As we eclipse all of the stars.
3 goals is still the mark now as the runners gave up the empty netter with Yeager pushing high. That's kind of the danger you get as Rogers will draw the foul on Zamora. Ramirez, who just had that last goal, had the ball up to Nate Yeager with 7 on the clock still. Now Mershad Ahmadi. Ahmadi's crossed the yellow line. He can take a shot, and Ahmadi buries from deep. Mershad gets his 2nd goal of the game. And that will pretty handily make this one a big hill to climb for the runners. Ahmadi is now tied for 2nd in the league with 20 goals on the season. He's, of course, scored a lot of goals here in Rio Rancho. It's 2 more today, and the Wings up to 10. Cross for Nate Yeager. Zamora to Josh Garcia. Ocampo, little finger poke. Nicholas Cashmere cross to Zamora. It's not impossible. 4 goals in 6 minutes is really nothing in indoor. But the Wings defense has made it difficult for the runners to really get great offensive looks. This one pushed up to Josh Garcia, back to Nicholas Cashmere. Over to Nate Yeager. Nate just misses, headed in! Jaime Hernandez! As Jaime took advantage of Ocampo just watching. He wasn't playing. He was too busy keeping an eye on what everybody else was doing, didn't hop in there. Let's look at this one again. So Yeager sets it up. It just kind of bounces around, and Hernandez went after it. Wanted that ball, and Jaime Back down to a 3-goal game. The Runners making sure this one's exciting. 7 goals now for New Mexico. Wichita has not allowed 7 goals in a game since the last time they were on the road. That was all the way back in January as they bury a goal here. Looked like Amadi last to touch it. So Runners caught asleep. Now Amadi on that odd angle shot. If anybody can do it, it's him. Takes sole possession of second place now in goals scored in the league.
While we're getting ready to start again, fans, I heard we might have some ice wolves in the house. Do we have some ice wolves in the house?
Looks like the Ice Wolves are down there in the corner, so that's the independent NAHL team from Albuquerque. Yeager up to Snyder. Snyder breaks it, but Stevens was too close. Sent backwards to where Benjamin Rogers will get after it. Benjamin to Nate Yeager. Yeager wasn't really expecting it. Double yellow. A tough one there. Ten Eyck. So these two teams will face off again in 2 weeks. This has been a firework affair. Nate Yeager is on the ground right now. Yeager took a hard hit, so the referees are trying to blow this one dead for Nate Yeager. While they sort that out, we're going to go ahead and take a break. We'll be back in a moment from Rio Rancho.
We write our names in the sky as we come alive. Electric tonight, we're flying. We open dance on the moon. You light up for me, I light up for you. Now, darling, we feel it in our bones, feel it in our bones. Nothing but golden, nothing but golden. It's pumping through our veins, pumping through our veins. I ought to feel it, I ought to feel it. It feels so golden. Feels
So Yeager is back up is the good news. Jaime up to Austin Snyder. Austin out to Jaime Rodriguez. Chiva. Oh, just a hair high. Downing. Pushed up to Zamora. Runners play quickly on the line change for Wichita, but, well, only Vincent Aragon was pushed forward. He'll give it back to Nicholas Cashmere. Yeager to Zamora. He set up the last goal, but they've dropped to a 4-goal differential. Yeager goes straight at goal. Oh, Josh cannot flip it back. Oh, and then Kashmir goes directly out. A little gamesmanship by Jaime Rodriguez, slowing down the restart till his defense can actually get in position. Nate Yeager flipped forward. Now it's Jaime Rodriguez versus Taylor Henry. Chiva is dispossessed. Amadi putting pressure on Terry Zamora. Up to Kashmir. Kashmir cross to Zamora. Zamora over to Nate Yeager. Vince Aragon keeps going off of him, but he's not able to really gather it as he's pushed into the wall. Foul against Daniel Sack. And they'll put Robbins back a few feet. Going back to Kashmir. Over to Nate Yeager with Amadi chasing after him. Yeager went straight at goal. Amadi was sprinting back to try and set himself up. Runners buy Yeager time to get back. Sack to Amadi. Kashmir wins possession. Runners some really nice passes here. Jaime Rodriguez couldn't hold on to it, and good body by Henry to just keep himself above the ball. Buy Ocampo time to get it. Wichita Wings just trying to kill the final 2 minutes. Oliveira in the defense and kind of trapped against the wall, and then going down is Philip Nguyen. Oliveira getting on top of that. Ooh, pumped at. Should have been high. Back to Ocampo with Michael Stevens chasing. Rogers back to Ten Eyck. Roger Downing. Josh Garcia able to keep his feet. Up to Vincent Aragon. Got Downing in front of him, back to Josh Garcia. Garcia fakes the shot. He'll give it over to Kashmir. Kashmir, no fake on that one. Nicholas Kashmir. And the Runners continue to put points on the board. Back within 3 here. Only a minute 17 on the board, but the Runners up to 8. Look at that one. What a shot by Nicholas Kashmir. Michael Stevens intercepts one. A little bit too quick on the move. So yeah, the only games this season that the Wichita Wings have given up 8 goals have been their 2 other away games against the Amarillo Bombers. They gave up 13 and 11 in those games. And a blue card has been issued against the Wichita Wings. That looks from here to be Daniel Sack who's going to be getting it. And now Ten Eyck is starting to argue with them. Referee has told them to go back, and the yellow is about to come out. Referees will discuss right now. And it's actually not Sack, that's Jared Robbins, who they will be giving the blue to if it stands. Discussing with the extra referees on the side. And it is indeed a blue for Robbins. He will be sitting for the final minute 6. That's the kind of break the runners need. And the referee is now going over to the box, and we might be seeing some more action here. Another blue card has been issued. Unless they're changing who it was on. This is very confusing right now. So it's Zamora that they've just sent to the box, not Robbins, who was initially signaled. Wichita still arguing with the referee. It's a power play to finish things out for the runners. They'll need this goal and 2 more to send this to overtime. 1 minute on the clock. Kashmir off to the right. Jaime. Chiva will give it to Kashmir. Kashmir crossed to Froylan Ramirez. They got to get a shot on. Over to Chiva. Jaime hits it low. The reflection almost there. It's still bouncing as Nick Famoletta tried to get his second goal of the game. 8-11 right now. 19 seconds on the board, so Wichita will keep themselves in the win column. This will be their 8th win of the season. The runners will take their 9th loss of the year, but it's been a fun game so far. They were putting goals on goals on goals. We finished this one out. No, we're not quite done yet as Henry's got the ball in the offensive zone despite the blue card. Now it's over. Runners 8, Wings 11. Some hugs, sportsmanship out there. What a good game. We'll be back in about 2 weeks as the New Mexico Runners will have a tilt with the Wichita Wings one more time in this season. It'll be Wichita's final road game of the year. So after today, the Wichita Wings, their schedule will feature a home game against the El Paso Rhinos. That is next weekend, next Saturday, and then they'll come back here the following Sunday on the 17th to finish out the season against the New Mexico Runners. New Mexico Runners, a similar schedule set up for them, although they will be traveling to Amarillo next Monday and play at the Amarillo Civic Center before finishing out the final part of the season against Wichita. Wichita have just about clinched the division. It'll be fun to see how this one goes, but we want to thank you all so much for tuning in today. From all the Runners family, saying thank you for watching and have a good night.